Home studio part 2 of Build an Owl Nest Box. What I'm doing now is I'm going to put the sides together with wood glue, and it'd be nice to have some clamps. I don't really have some clamps, and hold that together and then put in the screws here, and probably about 3 or 4 of them, and then I'll put on the other side. There's Alice. So I'll do that and get back to you. So now my drill is charged up, so I take that off the battery charger and you just slip that on and the drill then works. Okay, and I use Elmer's wood glue, supposedly as strong as nails. Here are the drill bits that came with my regular drill, and what you want to just do is grab one of the screws and then you sort of match the diameter. A little bit smaller is going to be too small, a little bit too big actually works if it's not all the way, you know, like in the beginning of the screw, and then it gets just drilled all the way into the wood, and so it holds. So I'll use this one here. I'm going to open it wide enough to get this in and then tighten it. These little things come out and hold the bit. Drill right through here, right through both of them. Now I have to switch to the driver part, or get my other electric driver for the screw and put that in. Driver bits. There's drill, which makes the hole, and driver puts the screw in. So this is, all screws have a different little top, and usually when you buy a package of screws it comes with a bit that fits the top. So you want to use the bit that fits in that particular circle. Okay, so this is like an octagon or hexagon, and it actually fits this one here. And it fits into the, that's what fits into the extender like that, and then you drive it in. This is why it's nice to have a separate driver, because now I have to put this in here. And drive the screw in. And these, it's nice if these are magnetic because they kind of hold on there. Like that. So I got my glue a little messy, but other than that, there are 4 screws down the side, and I'll have to clean up that glue and get back to you. Needed charging, and I was making the drain holes in the bottoms. These are my hole saw bits that I'll use. Finishing the drain holes from last night, and I'm just going to prop this up so that I have a little space for my drill in case it goes all the way through. So there you can see it propped up a little bit. So 3 in the back, and now it needs 3 in the front here. So I've marked off where I want those holes to go. There they are. Because I want to see through mine, I'm fashioning these sort of bars for the back, and then I'm going to have a plexiglass window there and try to use some film that is one way. You can see through it one way and not see through it the other way. So the bottom with the drain holes fits in just like that. And like I said, I'm using salvaged wood. The inside looks like a tenement. The outside's gonna look nice though. So I'll glue that in place and then put the screws in. Probably 5 screws along the bottom edge. Nice tight fit, and I'm proud of that. Now I'll add these, and also with some glue and some screws, and then we're ready to add the top. Or I'm ready to, and you're ready to make your owl box. I'd like to help you avoid 2 of the biggest hazards. 1, you must have shop glasses. Just Dollar Tree, Home Depot, doesn't matter. Make sure you have them. And 2, losing drill bits. You know, women, I don't want us to be a stereotype, but we could possibly lose a drill bit per project. And I think I just lost another one. I keep a corked jar of the bad stuff, or the Pandoras, and some bad fairy magic pixie dust in my shop to prevent things like lost bits. These must be very bad fairies. So what happens is you end up with mix and match packs of drill bits, and then the common size that you typically use is usually gone. But you have about everything else with some spares, which is why your husband doesn't thoroughly explain how to use the drill. So now I'm drilling along the bottom 5 holes, or possibly 6, and putting in the screws. One thing I forgot to explain is that you go forward when you're drilling the hole, and then flip your switch to reverse when going out, like this. And flip the reverse switch. There we go. Bottom on the other side, 5 more screws. So here they are. I didn't really break a bit, but my my drill did not like that angle. The front and the other part of the back, the plexiglass. And here are my drain holes, or air holes I meant to say, and the drain holes are in the bottom. It's coming along. There we go. That's one goddamn sturdy box. Now I have some choices to make. This one would provide an overhang as the top, whereas this one, trimmed a little, would fit inside there and look nicer. And you never really see the commercial ones with an overhang, and that looks prettier, is why I would do it. But as a woman, that served me kind of well, because the Fish and Wildlife Department doesn't have an overhang on theirs, and I think that's because it doesn't work as well. It seems like it would, because barn owls like rafters and barns, but I'm going to trim this so it fits in the top, which isn't going to be easy, so I'll get back to you. Well, it's in, and I am proud of that tight fit. Look at that. Now I just have to put the screws in all the way around, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with the plexiglass, and I'll get back to you. Now you can seal your box in one of two ways. If you have any gaps, you can either caulk, this is a caulk gun, and you load it with one of those tubes you get at the hardware store with waterproof weather stripping that comes in a tube. It's a version of caulk. Or you can take a piece of molding and you can, glue and nail with a few finish nails the molding strips, which look really nice. You also might want to take a little sandpaper to some of the edges, like I'm probably going to have to sand that opening a little bit. And, make it a nice little home. One of the things I wanted to talk about is timing. Barn owls, they say, start looking for their home in late summer. It's August now, and if I get it up at, by the end of August and during September, they'll just look at it. Lately, though, I heard that they'll just go in it right away, that they really need habitat, and so that might be fun too. They just go in and nest. They're trying to help us out, not endangering their species, so they'll be breeding at any time of the year. If you do put it up in October, just get it up by October, then the chances are they will pick it out for their nesting spot for the year and be in there by November. It actually might be a little bit sooner, just have it up in September or the October choice, but like I said, anyone I've talked to who's had one lately, they just put it up and the owls went in and it didn't matter what time of year. And, well, I don't want to say it's watching sex, but hopefully we'll see something and some babies. I'm putting plexiglass over this and some one-way film and some bark strips. Hopefully we'll be peeking in at some owls, having babies, laying eggs, and keeping them warm and seeing the babies hatch. Thanks for watching, and there's a link in comments below to free plans that I put together so that you'll hopefully make an owl box, and we heart owls. I'll put a link in comments below to the free plans and free guidelines, and also just